What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to some more Life is Strange 2. Episode 2 Rules is out, and this is a full collectible guide for all 6 optional collectibles in this episode. So you will get an achievement or trophy for each collectible as you pick them up, and then at the end, when you complete your 6th pickup, you will also get an achievement or trophy for getting all of the optional collectibles, which is called a private journey. So let's get on with this video, but just before we do, I do want to remind you that obviously there will be some spoilers. Let's do it. So our first collectible is pretty early on in the episode. It's going to be as you're on your way back to the cabin that you've been staying at. Before going inside, make sure that you come over to this tree that is just past the snowman. You'll notice a metal box up here that you have to look at once before you can interact with it with your brother. That way your brother will use his powers to bring it down. Then once it comes down, you want to just walk over to it and inspect it, and when you do that, it'll start kind of a long conversation between you and your brother, which I've decided to cut out, and then once that conversation ends, you will get your achievement or trophy.
What did you find, Shroom?
Let's check this out.
Sean? The family that lived here. What do you think happened to them?
Now, about an hour later into the story, you'll be in this house, which is Claire and Steven's house, and you will be tasked with cleaning, and you can either clean or just decide not to. Either way, after you've either cleaned or just didn't do it, you can come over to this train set and start playing with it. The first thing that you want to do here is you want to set the tracks right there to the right, and then on the station here, you want to prepare a refill. Then wait for the train to come all the way around and go through the refill.
The train from disaster.
I remember playing this when I came here years ago. Man, things were so different back then.
Now that the train is refilled, we're going to set those tracks back to forward instead of to the right, so that the train is going to go through the tunnel. Now, this may take 2 or 3 tries. It only took me 1 try this time, but basically what's going to happen is the train is going to go through the tunnel and it's going to pick up your collectible. It may do it on the first time, it may do it on the second, it may do it on the third. It all depends on how your game's feeling, but mine ended up doing it on the first. As it comes back out on the way back, you want to come over to the station here and make the train stop. Then you can just go ahead and get up by backing out of this area, and then inspect the train in order to get your collectible.
Ooh, there actually was something stuck in there.
A little bit later on in the episode, you'll be tasked with going next door to get your brother because he's come over here to hang out with Chris, who is the main character of the Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit free episode that they released before this game came out. After you get stuck on that little invisible wall there, before going into the house, you want to go into their backyard and check out the snowman. You'll be able to take the snowman's eyeball, and that will be your next collectible. However, you're not done here, because now when you head inside, you'll have your 4th possible collectible to get. But first, you need to get through a little bit of a conversation.
At this point, you probably won't miss one eye.
Toward the end of the conversation with Chris, he's going to ask you to choose the heroes and villains from his toys. This is information that you would get from the free episode if you played it. However, I'll just tell you how to do it right here. So the 2 villains are the car and the insectoid. The rest of them are heroes. So that's the dino, the warrior, the pirate, and the bear. So after you have sorted all of them correctly, you want to just look up at Chris and confirm it with him, and he will give you your next collectible for doing it correctly.
Easy, right?
Okay, how did I do?
You're good. You guessed all right. You deserve a little reward. It's an interstellar traveler. I gave the other one to Daniel.
Wow, Thanks, Chris. That's awesome.
After all, you're part of the team now. Okay, let me introduce them to you. This is Team Spirit.
Eventually, you will leave Chris's house with him and his father as well as your brother and head to go get Christmas trees. Now, you want to take a left at the little snowman sign and you'll come over to this area where there is a singer. Depending on how your game's feeling, you may need to give her some money first before she starts singing. However, she was already singing for me, so go ahead and listen to her once she starts singing. And you don't actually have to stay here for the whole song. You can press B, leave, go walk around, whatever. Come back to her after she's finished her song and you'll be able to speak to her. This conversation is about 7 minutes long, so I'm going to cut it out. But basically, at the end of the conversation, she will leave and you'll be able to go ahead and pick up her guitar pick that she left behind, and that will count as your 5th collectible.
On to that girl. Maybe I'll get into guitar one day. Who knows?
The final part of the episode has you breaking into your mother's old room, and you get to look through a bunch of her old stuff. One of the things that you definitely want to take a look at is this CD player. Go ahead and press play on it, however it's not going to be plugged in, so you'll need to plug it in first, and then go ahead and press play on it again. You will get your final collectible of the episode, which is collectible number 6. If you've done everything as I've shown in the video, you should get an achievement or trophy for picking up the 6th collectible, as well as an achievement / trophy for collecting all of the collectibles in this episode.
Oh, hiding spot. Smart. So, Karen was already serious about running away. Why did you wait that long? Okay, Daniel. You've seen everything you wanted to see? Claire and Steven will be home soon now.
I have 1 minute.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope it helped you. If it did, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, favorite, all that fun junk. Check down the description for all some awesome things. My Twitter, Instagram, Twitch channel, my other YouTube channel where I post video game predictions for real life sports events and games like Madden, as well as FIFA and a bunch of other stuff. Keep it here for more achievement / trophy / collectibles guides, more Life is Strange 2 as all the episodes come out. Be sure to go and check out my other guide for the drawing in this episode and a bunch of other things. Until tomorrow, ta-ra.